when it comes to anime copyright and whatnot, it is so abused in many ways. You know, when I started my YouTube channel, my first YouTube channel, a lot of my videos always got claimed. And yeah, it sucks. But what makes this case so interesting is that I had never seen it on such a large scale. You know, I just want to see how this thing levels out at the end. And I have to say, the ending is pretty upsetting. Toei Animation is such a greedy company. So basically, long story short, there's a guy named Totally Not Mark, and he makes reviews on One Piece and whatnot, and Toei Animations. And yeah, Toei Animation didn't like how, he was basically using their clips at a fair use, and then they pretty much took down 150 of his videos. And I believe he said he has gotten 19 of them back, I think, of the 150. Yeah, what a joke. And I feel like this case is so different, not because of the copyright, but is that it's such a large scale compared to most creators. Normally, when it comes to most creators, and when they get copyrighted by anime studios and whatnot, normally it's just one or two videos. But I have never seen such a case as this, and it's so interesting because this pretty much sets a precedent to things that might come in the future. Because when it comes to the Eastern countries, such as Japan and whatnot, it feels like they're more disconnected to the internet than we are. And I think the reason why is because they don't. I wouldn't say they're not cultured on the internet, but I would say they're not well versed in it, which is why they go rampant when it comes to copyrights. And I find this so disappointing on Toei. This is why I really don't do much of any, anime reviews and stuff anymore, because copyright is just going rampant. You can't even use, OST sometimes, even the remix versions of it, because it's copyrighted as well. Happened to me before, might happen to you too. Overall, it's disappointing. And yes, I did watch the video that came out yesterday. This one here is titled "Thanks for the Support." And yes, this is a case that will never be forgotten, because unless there's another case where someone got more than 150 videos taken down, this is like, it is, well, I would say abuse almost to the system. I feel like when big companies such as Toei goes after, YouTubers, they don't target everybody. They only target specific people. And it kind of sucks because that's the case. You can pretty much find illegally uploaded, animes on YouTube. How should I put this? Some will get away and some won't. But, man, this case is so bizarre to me. Anyways, I already seen this, but let's watch this.
This is going to be my last video addressing and updating what's been going on with Toei Animation. And I say that not because I've heard anything from them or YouTube, because I haven't. It's not because I haven't felt an enormous amount of support from so many people, because I have. It's actually for an entirely different reason I never thought would be a factor, and that's me. Whenever I would work on a video in the past, no matter how long it was or how tired I got while working on it, I never felt comfortable settling for anything less than what I thought was the very best I could do. And over the years, I've grown accustomed to pushing myself to work harder, longer, and all that comes with that mindset, regardless of how I felt physically. Which is a big reason as to why those videos I lost meant so much to me. But today, I think I've reached my limit. To be clear, I would never consider myself someone that suffered from any form of anxiety. I'm very fortunate in that regard, but over the last week, I've not been able to sleep, and due to the anxiety associated with this occasion and the scope of it, I've also had trouble eating. This is an entirely new experience for me, and one that has been fueled by what's been going on both publicly and privately in my personal life. To say that a lot of things went wrong this week would be an understatement, and how this has impacted me and made me feel has been something I never expected. The difference in how I was feeling in the first video and the second video was enormous, and today it's even worse. In those videos, I tried to be as honest and transparent about how I was feeling and the details that were unfolding around me. I chose to make this public because I wanted not to lose 3 years worth of work, for what I considered to be unfair reasons.
It is unfair. And the funny part is, I feel like Toei specifically chose Mark. Didn't Mark advertise for Toei or something? Dang, they backstabbed this man. It's kind of fucked up, honestly.
I don't think that this is something that can change. At least not now. I hope it does in the future, but right now I need this to be over. I no longer stand by a boycott of Toei animation. And in our first step in moving away from this horrible week, the 2 videos I've made addressing this situation will be unlisted and a new video will be released tomorrow. It's the first half of my review for The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. The portion of that video that I will upload tomorrow was written, recorded, and edited before this whole thing happened, and unfortunately I wasn't able to finish it. This will also be my last video of 2021, and over the next few weeks leading into 2022, I need to sit back and reassess with my team how we're feeling and what our plans will be for the future of this channel. To those of you that wanted me to keep pushing this cause, I'm sorry that I can't keep going. And to those that found my actions disrespectful, know that this was never my intention. I was just trying to stand up for what I thought I should. Either way, this entire week hasn't been fruitless. Thanks to you and the love that you've shared with both myself and my team over the last week, 10,000 United States dollars will be donated to the Light Ring charity which supports suicide prevention for the youth of Japan. And honestly, that's what I'm going to be focusing on after all of this. The generosity of all of you to help myself, my team, and the children of Japan this Christmas. So thank you, have a happy holiday, and I'll see you all next year.
This is so fucked up to me, honestly. How is the problem about YouTube is that YouTube always leans towards the big companies, because let's be honest, YouTube doesn't want to fight for the individual creators. This is just pretty much saying YouTube ain't gonna put up with your shit, so you're basically on your own. It feels kind of like how Billy Mitchell, always be threatening, what was it? Like Galaxy Arcade or whatever the fuck not. That's what it feels like. It's so infuriating too, because sometimes, well, every time actually, YouTube just basically sends out an automated message and say, hey, you should do this. It sounds like, oh God, it's just so fucked up, honestly. If there's one thing I've learned is that when it comes to dealing with, big companies, whether it be Toei Animation or not, YouTube will always leans, towards the company. Because let's be honest, YouTube doesn't want to deal with fucking lawsuits. And so they're pretty much saying you're on your own. That's pretty much where they're getting at. And for Mark, it's understandable why he would stop, because this shit is burdening. Like, it puts a lot of burden on your mental health. Honestly, I'm surprised Mark even went this far, because if it was me, I'd be like, fuck, I'm not dealing with this shit. But because trust me, man, when you get copyrighted by big anime studios, that shit is painful. And god damn, I feel bad for Mark, but I do hope the best for him and the best for, the future of anime YouTubers, because I feel like there's more anime YouTubers coming in every single day, and with copyright running rampant like this by big companies like Toei, it's going to become more common, and I got a feeling it's going to be harder, as a matter of fact, to make anime content on YouTube, which is why I kind of go on and off on anime stuff. I still do talk about anime on this channel, but I don't really use clips because, let's be honest, I don't want another copyright on my channel, so yeah, there's that. I honestly feel bad for Mark, but I do think that this will make people way more aware of how rigged and how fucked up the situation is for big companies and smaller YouTubers. But anyhow, that's really about it. I'm the Kumo Sensei, and please feel free to subscribe if you want to. I honestly don't care. And yeah, this is an interesting case because I got a feeling this one's going down in YouTube history for the anime community. And with that, I am out. See ya.